I haven't even started talking yet. I'm getting ready to. But I'm very glad that you came to check me out tonight. I'm pissed off, and I know you are too. So I don't have any fancy music. I don't have any witty commentary. I don't have anything that give me a second. I'm trying to get myself together here. I don't have anything witty that I want to say. I'm beside myself right now. You guys, feel free to leave a comment. Check this out. So, for those of you that don't know, apparently the FBI decided that they wanted to take it upon themselves under the quote unquote leadership of our illustrious Attorney General of the United States, Mr. Merrick Garland. They took it upon themselves tonight that they wanted to raid. The FBI wanted to raid 30 FBI agents, raided former President of the United States, Donald J. Trump's house in Mar-a-Lago, Florida. You know, if you're a hardcore patriot like I am, this doesn't sit well with you. But you don't even have to be a hardcore patriot like me. You could just give a shit about your country. And I'm letting you all know right now I am going to be using profanity. So if you don't like it, turn it off. Stop watching right now. The FBI decided that they wanted to go into Donald Trump's residence for whatever fucking reason and raid his private office. Now, what I would like to know is this. Why? Why? See, I'm going to tell you all the shit that CNN's not going to tell you because I know a lot of you people out there, you tune in. I have more people that disagree with me that watch these podcasts and watch these videos than actually agree with me. And what I would like to know is why. Apparently, they're looking for some documents that Donald Trump might have taken from the White House that were classified. I mean, what Donald Trump Jr. just announced 5 minutes ago is that Donald Trump, the president Donald Trump, was in collaboration with the National Archives to have the National Archives come to his home office and go through his boxes to make sure that he didn't accidentally take any classified information. They were in conjunction. They were working together. All right. Now you have the FBI show up and raid his fucking house. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is not the President of the United States the ultimate declassification authority on classified materials? Yes, he is. Yes, he is. There are no documents that are classified to the President of the United States. There's nothing that he can't see. There's nothing that he's not privy to. Even as the former president, did you know that the former presidents still get briefings? They don't get the PDFs, the presidential, or the PDBs, the presidential daily briefs every morning, like Joe Biden's half dead ass does. But on matters of national security and foreign policy, former presidents like Barack Obama, even Jimmy Carter's half dead ass, are still consulted. So what the hell was so important that the FBI had to take it upon themselves to raid Donald Trump's crib? I have never in my fucking life figured out a more persecuted fucking family than the Trump family. Not one. There's not a more persecuted fucking family than the Trump family. They talked about his son Barron like a fucking dog. They talked about his ex-wife, his current wife. They talk about his kids like fucking dogs. But if they had pulled that shit while Barack Obama was sitting in office with Sasha and Malia, they would have had a fucking cow. Oh my God. You can't talk about Barack Obama's kids. Nobody said anything about Chelsea Clinton's raging alcoholic ass when Bill Clinton was the president, other than she was ugly as shit. They talked about George W. Bush's kids like fucking dogs. But there has been no family that has occupied the White House that has been more more persecuted than the Trump family. I'm going to tell you something. You know what you just witnessed here tonight? The death of the Constitution of the United States. The Democrats have just declared the Constitution of the United States null and fucking void. You want to know why? This is prosecutorial misconduct on levels that are unprecedented. They have weaponized the FBI. The FBI is so fucking corrupt from the top to the fucking bottom. How long has the FBI been sitting on that Hunter Biden shit? How long has the FBI been sitting on the Hunter Biden laptop? How many fucking times have they brought Hunter Biden in for questioning? He had a gun that he lied on an application to buy. He took the gun and threw it in a fucking trash can right across the street from a school. That's facts. Nothing. He's banging hookers, doing crack, embezzling money from the Chinese and the Ukrainians. You got Joe Biden on fucking camera on the plane as the vice president saying that he was going to withhold $1 billion in foreign aid to Ukraine unless they fired the prosecutor that wanted to bring charges against his fucking son. And you motherfuckers still put that goddamn dude in office. You still did it. And you wonder why our economy is in shit. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen right now. What you're about to witness, what you did witness tonight, the Democrats are trying to start a fucking war in this country. They're trying to start a fucking war in this country. And they're going to keep doing dumb shit like this until they fucking get one. Could you imagine if 30 FBI agents had rolled up to Barack Obama's fucking crib and rolled in there and said, what do you think would have happened? There'd be protests right now all up and down Pennsylvania fucking Avenue. How many times, how many bites of the fucking apple are the Democrats going to take until the American people, until you people wake up and realize that enough is enough? They brought him up and impeached him. He beat it. They brought him up and impeached him again on his way out the fucking door, and he beat that too. And what you're witnessing now with this January 6th shit is them trying to start a fucking war. They've run our economy into the ground. They've completely screwed up our energy sector. They've sold millions of barrels of American oil to the fucking Chinese. They're trying to ban rifles and all firearms of all sorts. The border is wide open. We've got diseases now running rampant through this country that we haven't seen since the 1950s. We've got an outbreak of fucking monkeypox, folks. What the fuck is monkeypox? I'm inoculated against it already. But I'm saying, monkeypox? We got people contracting polio. I remember the bubblegum flavored fucking oral polio vaccine that we used to take when we were kids. There hasn't been cases. I think the last person that caught it, 2010 was the last time somebody contracted polio. Before that, I think it was 30 years? There's people streaming across, millions of people streaming across our border. None of them have COVID shots or a way to support themselves. They're flooding out our fucking homeless shelters and on the government dole. They're bringing diseases and all sorts of shit. And let's not talk about the fentanyl and opioid crisis. When are you people going to wake the fuck up and realize that the Democrat Party is a clear and present danger to the United States of America and the citizens that reside therein? They don't fucking care about you. They don't. They're trying to start a war. They're going to get their asses handed to them in November. And in 2024, there's a Republican president that's going right back into that White House. Whether or not it's Donald Trump, I don't give a damn. As long as he's a Republican. And we all know who's running the Republican Party right now. It's Donald Trump. Because we're not going to survive. We're not going to survive this. Let me take this. I know it's late at night, and I know some of y'all are going to watch this tomorrow, but let me take this a step further. Let me break it down for you. All right? We're going to come back to this Donald Trump shit. I want to talk to you about the Inflation Reduction Act that was just passed in the House and voted on over the weekend. Since when do bills and important bodies of legislation like this meet and vote on something over the fucking weekend? I thought business was supposed to be conducted Monday through Friday, but we'll get to that. The Inflation Reduction Act, $740 billion of your dollars went into this monstrosity bullshit. I wrote this about 4 hours ago. This is long before I heard anything about a damn Donald Trump's house being raided. And what does it say right here? If we don't collapse the size of the government soon, it's going to become an oppressor. I wrote this earlier today. Our government is getting out of fucking control. Out, and I meant out. Our government is out of control. What's in that Inflation Reduction Act? Well, I don't know. I just think that, my Senator Steny Hoyer and Holland, or whatever the hell his name is, they're acting on my best interests. No, they're fucking not. They don't care nothing about us. They don't care nothing about you. But let's talk about what's actually in this bill. And I stand by that statement. If we don't collapse the size of this government soon, it's going to become an oppressor. And that's the truth. $370 billion in climate change subsidies. Climate change? What the fuck does $370 billion need to go? It's supposed to be the Inflation Reduction Act. Inflation. Climate change? It's like some sort of weird fucking religion that you people belong to out there. Really? Climate change is so damn important that we had to pass $360 or $370 billion to support it? We're fucking broke. We're broke. The IRS. Oh, this is my. We're getting into the meat and potatoes now. IRS, $80 billion in additional funding. $80 billion? $80 billion for the IRS. Follow the arrows right here. That's a 600% increase of their yearly salary, their yearly budget. 600% increase. Why? So they can hire 87,000 new IRS agents. That's in the Inflation Reduction Act they just voted on. Where Kamala airbrain word salad fucking Harris stood up there, oh, I'm the deciding vote. I'm the deciding factor. You couldn't get 50 Republicans to vote on what to have for lunch, but they all were stacked up against this shit. Your taxes are about to skyrocket. Let's move on. My biggest question is, why are they increasing 87,000 new IRS agents? Well, let's take a look at it like this. The State Department has 60,000 employees. The FBI, 27,000 employees. The Pentagon, you know, the world's largest and most lethal fucking military that I was once a part of. The Pentagon only employs 27,000 people. The Customs and Border Patrol, that's the people down there on the border that are getting their asses handed to them right now. 10,000 fucking people. The IRS, with their 87,000 new agents, in addition to the agents that they already have, with a 600% increase in their annual budget, will soon become the largest federal agency in the United States. The fucking IRS. This is what your people vote for. This is what they went to DC and voted for and passed. So where's the fucking inflation come in where we can expect to not pay $25 for a pack of chicken wings at the supermarket or $4 for a gallon of gas? Where's the inflation reduction in all this? So far, all I see is $370 billion headed for fucking subsidies and $80 billion. That's over $450 billion damn dollars going to what? Nothing that has anything to do with making life easier for you and me. This is ridiculous. And your people are voting for this shit. Let me go on. So now, 60,000, 27,000, 27,000, 10,000. IRS will be the largest federal agency in the country. This is how all this is going to go. I drew a diagram here. I want you to pay attention to what I wrote. All right. What we got right here, in those subsidies for climate change, the FDA, the USDA, and the IRS are going to pay farmers not to farm. Read the bill. Read it. They're going to pay them not to farm. I'm sorry. I was under the impression that we were going through a current global food crisis right now. I went to a restaurant yesterday. I went to 2 restaurants yesterday. And you know what? All I wanted was a salad. You know what? Salad's not on the menu anymore because they can't get it. They can't get the lettuce. They can't get the peppers. They can't get the stuff that they need to build a salad for you anymore. And these are large, food chains. We're going through a global food crisis right now, And they're going to pay farmers in this bullshit bill right here to not farm. Which, in turn, because of paying farmers not to farm, they're going to be taking subsidies from the United States government. That brings in the IRS. So right here, those are 87,000 new IRS enforcement agents, not just regular fucking analysts and budgetary speculation, who's or what's it. They're actual enforcement agents. That's who they're getting ready to hire, 87,000 of them. So what are they going to be enforcing? The farmers that take subsidies and they're not supposed to grow food. New IRS enforcement agents, which is going to lead to worldwide food shortages. The United States is part of a world, y'all. So if you're hungry now, you're going to be fucking hungry pretty damn soon. From there, we move on to, now here's where I'm going to make a prediction. And my prediction is this. They're going to do the same thing here that they've been doing over in Europe right now. And that is blame the farmers. Because the farmers are not farming, and the farmers are pitching holy hell, okay? And they're disagreeing with what it is the IRS is doing. The media, who is in bed with everybody that passed this bullshit, is going to start blaming the fucking farmers for the food shortages. That's what's going to happen. And then when we start starving enough, because what we're going through right now apparently isn't enough to some of you people, when we really start getting hungry and we can't feed our homeless and charities start to dry up and the food banks stop getting donations, blame the farmers. They're the reasons why we won't have any food. And then from there, it only gets worse. Jail, kill, or take the farmland. That's what the United States government is ultimately going to do. That's what this whole thing was set up for. This still has nothing to do with reducing inflation. Okay? But this is what we're about to head into. Okay? We're going to start here. What is it? September 30th? Going to have IRS agents start telling you what you can grow, when you can grow, how you can grow it. Because it has to be in accordance with the climate evangelists. Then from there, it's going to create more of a worldwide food shortage. And then from there, we're going to be taught to hate farmers. And then from there, the government's going to step in and crack down and start seizing government land and killing those that resist. Mark my words. Let me take a classic example here at the bottom. And I drew this up here as an example. And my example for you is this, and I know you can't read it right now, bear with me. What's the very first thing that a communist government does as soon as they get in? As soon as they get into power, the first thing they do is what? They usually kill anyone and everyone that opposes them. And they kill or jail anyone who is good at something. Elon Musk is good at something. Elon Musk, okay, he's on the outs with the United States government. Why do you think that is? The world's richest man who loves the United States and stands for freedom because he was getting ready to buy Twitter so that you and I could have a freedom of speech platform instead of this Facebook bullshit where they can regulate what you can play, what you can't play, and what you can say and what you can't say. Okay? But here, Elon Musk is on the outs with the United States government. Elon Musk is currently building a fucking spaceship to go to Mars. Has the United States government done that? No. Could they do it? Of course they could. They got $740 billion damn dollars that they just took from people. Why couldn't they build a spaceship to go to Mars? Elon Musk is doing that right now. What's the relationship between General Motors and Tesla? He completely revolutionized the automobile industry. While the United States government was doing, the bailouts for General Motors and Ford? Too big to fail bullshit. You remember all that back there when Barack Obama was president. Well, Elon Musk completely revolutionized all that shit. Tesla is a force to be reckoned with. So you got a guy that's building a fucking spaceship, revolutionized the automobile industry, and was willing to spend $44 billion to buy one of the largest social media platforms in the world so that we could have freedom of fucking speech. How many of you want to bet that of these 87,000 new IRS agents, there's going to be a bunch of them that are going to be working solely on trying to wrap up and jam up Elon Musk? How much you want to bet? You want to know why? Because he's good at something and he doesn't need the fucking government to get in the way. I can't draw it. I can't make it any simpler. I can't draw it out any more simple for you people out there. I can't do it. We are literally watching our United States government collapse, the Constitution collapse before our eyes, and they are creating a dictatorship and an aristocracy that is going to crush our rights in this country. They're trying to start a fucking war. That's what they're doing. 87,000 new IRS agents coupled with the couple of tens of thousands that they already have. They'll have over 170-something thousand IRS agents. And what the hell do you think that they're going to do? They're going to make life difficult for people like you and me. You're going to start getting audited more. You might even have an IRS or 5 show up on your front step saying you didn't file your taxes last year. We want to know how much money you made. Keep thinking this shit's a fucking joke. Them people up there in Washington, D.C. don't give a rat's ass about us. Part of the Department of Treasury, which is what? Yeah, you're right. Absolutely right. And this is the type of shit that we're going to have to start dealing with. You want to know why? Because you repeatedly keep sending the same scumbags right back to the swamp. Right back to the swamp, like Donald Trump was trying to drain the swamp, but he's only one man. He did miraculous things in the 4 years that he was in office. And you've got 30 FBI agents right now walking through his fucking living room. Could you imagine if they had raided Barack Obama's fucking house? Could you? What about the Clinton Foundation? The fucking Clinton Foundation has more fucking kills and more bodies piled higher than the fucking United States Marine Corps. But ain't nobody ever indicted any of them damn people. I don't see them crawling through Joe Biden's fucking bank accounts talking about 10% for the big guy. We got the emails right there on the fucking laptop. How come the FBI is not looking into Hunter Biden's ass as much as they're crawling up Donald Trump's ass with a microscope? And the biggest question is how long are we going to sit here and take this shit before something happens? They're trying to start a fucking war, y'all. They're trying to ban guns. Why do you this shit? I'm telling you, there is no coincidence in this. Oh, it's funny how we had a massive uptick in school shootings and shit and general overall violence in these democratically controlled cities all of a sudden where people are starting to get killed all of a sudden. And then all of a sudden now there's a bill sitting in Congress trying to ban guns. They're trying to take your fucking guns from you. So they're going to take your guns from you. At the same time, they're going to rob your ass blind, increase your fucking taxes, and trample on your fucking rights. This isn't the United States anymore. This is Venezuela. This is Zimbabwe under Mugabe. That's what this fucking place is turning into. This isn't the country I fought for. Yesterday was Purple Heart Day. It was my day yesterday. It was our day yesterday. And to sit there and watch them do that shit, I felt this damn big. This big, watching them take over. I mean, this makes January 6th look like a Boy Scout troop, a Boy Scout jamboree. They're methodical. The 8 years that they had under George W. Bush, the 8 years we had under Barack Obama, they've been doing nothing but scheming for those 16 years. Then Donald Trump came in and fucked all that up. So they went back to the drawing board, and now they got Joe Biden in there who 9 times, he forgot he was the fucking president the other day. He forgot he was the fucking president. You got Nancy Pelosi flying into fucking Taiwan, getting ready to start World War fucking III for no reason whatsoever, because she's not oh my God. Unbelievable. You don't see this? You don't see. Tell me you don't see this. Go in the comments. Tell me you don't see what's happening right now. We're going to be hungry. We're going to be cold this fucking winter. A lot of us can't. We're making life decisions at the fucking gas pumps right now. It costs. I got trucks. It cost me $150 to fill my truck. I got one truck sitting out here I haven't driven in 4 months. It cost me damn near $200 to fill that tank up. Diesel fuel was at $6 a fucking gallon. I can't afford that. What can you afford? And can I get a fucking loan? Tell me you don't see this. You're trying to jam this climate change shit down our throats. Meanwhile, the damn Chinese are over there dragging coal out the ground, burning natural gas and oil and all sorts of shit. They could give a rat's ass about some goddamn climate change. And here we are over here cutting our own fucking throats, and it's in the name of what? A cleaner environment. You know what? It's going to be a clean environment, all right. It's going to be a clean environment, all right. Your senator is not thinking about you. Your congressman ain't thinking about you. I've been saying for the longest damn time, the Democrat Party is a clear and present danger to the United States of America and life as we fucking know it. They went directly against Putin's orders and started sending fucking howitzers and shit and American armor to fucking Ukraine. And when Putin didn't bite on that shit because we were all living under the threat of nuclear annihilation, Biden's got to. But let me tell y'all something. Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, they've got bunkers to go to. They've got places and people that will come and get them in the middle of the night when the first missile is launched. You ain't got nowhere to go. They're going to be living safely underground while you go to 7,000 degrees Fahrenheit in less than a second. Chinese are over there threatening to start World War III. Pelosi goes from Taiwan to the fucking DMZ. Kim Jong-un is just waiting to fucking have a reason to turn Hawaii into a fireball. So they went from the Ukraine to Taiwan to the DMZ and all in less than a fucking year. Why? Why? You ever ask yourselves these questions? Why? Why are they doing it? This has nothing to do with making my life easier so that I can raise my children, so that I could pay my taxes, so that I could pay my bills on time. Nothing that they're doing is making life easier for us. It's making life harder. And for some, damn near impossible. I mean, I understand that it costs to do something in this country, to live, to eat. It costs. I understand that. But you've got inflation outpacing wages by a country mile. Look, it's basic economics of supply and demand. When you have too much money and less objects out there, it's called inflation. So what they're going to do is they're going to keep the objects small, and then they're going to pump $740 billion into the fucking economy. The goal is to keep you from buying shit. That new BMW that you wanted to go buy, you're not going to be able to afford that next year. That house that you wanted to invest in, you could fucking forget it. So they're going to have to stop you from buying things. Tawana says, stay the course. I'm trying. I really am trying. But every single time we go to the polls, we got, now I don't give a rat's ass. And I might get kicked off of Facebook for saying this shit about that last election, but you know what's up. You all know what happened in that last election. And now they're trying to talk about, oh, well, you can vote from your cell phone. Oh, yeah, that's secure. I can't wait to see how that turns out. For you to stand up here and tell me that 81 million people voted for Joe Biden, I'm going to call you a fucking liar. Meanwhile, you had 50 plus or 60 plus million people vote for Donald Trump. Those votes are real. And they're going to keep playing around and keep playing around until somebody has finally had enough. Somebody is going to finally have enough. And you're going to watch a Ruby Ridge. You're going to watch that situation out there where the Department of the Interior tried to take that man, or tried to confiscate that man's cattle for grazing on public land. And all them patriots were flying in. They were flying into Nevada with their rifles. They were going to kill those agents out there. They're going to keep fucking around until somebody starts doing shit like that. And then things are going to spiral out of control. And we might end up having a second civil war in this country. It's a damn shame, y'all. You just either you see it and you're ignoring it, you see it and you don't care, or you don't see it because you don't care. They're doing all this so that they can hit Donald Trump with some reason, charge him with something so that he doesn't run in 2024. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if Donald Trump runs in 2024, he will win. He will win. We may not survive this. I'm going to do what Tawana said. I'm going to stay the course. I am a peaceful individual. And I believe in peacefulness through strength. But this shit's got to stop. You guys have got to wake up. You've got to wake up. You got to stop. You got to stop voting and sending these career politicians right back to D.C. Bob Hall says, just because you work in a building or get paid by a government agency doesn't make you a federal agent or employee. Okay. If you read the bill, like the section of it that I read, the 87,000 IRS agents are enforcement agents. They're not going to be working in a building. They're going to be standing on your fucking driveway telling you to open your front door, or they're going to burn your fucking house down like they did in Waco, Texas. I am beyond livid about what's happening to President Trump right now and what's happening to his family. And I hope and pray that this does not change that man's mind about trying to save this country. Because, come on, we're human beings. We get smacked enough times, or if we fail enough times at something, it's easy to change your mind and go in a different direction. It's easy to give up on something, especially when you've got some of the most powerful people in the world using Congress to try to come after you. I hope that Donald Trump does not give up on us. I hope that the man doubles down, because we need that man now more than ever. We need Donald Trump now more than we ever needed him before. And that is the honest to God truth. We need Ron DeSantis. We need Tim Scott, Mike Lee, Tom Cotton. We need those guys now more than we ever needed them before. It's sad. It's so sad. You know, there was someone that said something previously, made a quote that a country will not destroy itself until it destroys itself from within. And that's what we're watching at right now. We're destroying ourselves because you people keep sending these fucking scumbags back to DC. November can't get here fast enough. I'm scared about what's going to happen between now and November. Ladies and gentlemen, read between the fucking lines. They're going to try to ram through gun control. The border is wide open. We're on three fronts right now. Two major superpowers are collaborating with each other. That's China and Russia. There's an active war in Ukraine. Saudi Arabia will not increase production. They barely even want to fucking talk to us. And I can't say that I blame them. But if you think things are bad now, wait until it gets cold out. See, we're in the middle of summer right now. But when that frost hits and that little hawk gets in the air, see what happens then. It's not going to get better. Man, I said a lot tonight, and I am emotionally drained. As you can see, I'm sweating. I'm so mad right now. I can't see straight. I'm going to sign off for tonight. Try to calm down so I can get some sleep. Some of us have jobs, and I pray for each and every one of y'all. I really do. Even if you don't like me, even if you don't like them Republicans, even if you are a Democrat, I pray for you anyway. I really do. We all need to pray for each other right now. But let me give you a word of advice before I sign off. Be prepared to defend yourselves. Okay? If you're over 21 years old and you don't own a gun, you are wrong. Be prepared to defend yourselves. Me and the men and women that wore this uniform and traveled to the armpits of the entire world on behalf of the United States, we fought to get us this far. A lot of my friends died. A lot of people died to get us this far. Now it's on you. It's on you now. Get ready, because it's coming. The day that you thought would never get here, the day that that only happens in 16th century France, or that only happens in 1800 Russia, Bolsheviks and Mensheviks, and it's here. It's coming. So follow the law, pay your taxes, be a good citizen, pray for each other. I'll be praying for you.